So with that, we can go into topic 4, which
Topic
is
4.
way different from the other 3.
I was gonna say this does not fit with the rest of it.
We had a poppy we had a Christmas album,
group,
Christmas album,
Christmassy stuff.
solo ballad, hardcore freaking rap music shit.
Yeah.
Some gangsta type stuff.
And I'm gonna foreshadow that the rating for this album is not nearly as high as the other albums.
Yeah.
No offense to Dumbfoundead. So yeah, topic 4 is Dumbfoundead's newest EP, Rocket Man. The first track is the title track, Rocket Man. For me, the chiptune beat to the song is awesome. The idea for the song is awesome, having like a Trump sample in there. But this is just not... What? Because it's his nickname for Kim Jong-un. Yeah,
which is funny as hell, Rocket Man.
Which, yeah, it's like a genius idea, but just like this type of music is not my thing.
Wait. I did not know this. Trump calls Kim Jong-un Rocket Man?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No,
he
I
calls
did
him
not
Little
know that.
Rocket Man. That was all over the news for like months. Because he would only refer to him as Little Rocket Man.
Because it pisses him off, probably.
I see.
So yeah, that's what this is. This is all about like the Trump and Kim Jong-un being idiots.
Even the lyrics,
which is like amazing. Yeah, even the lyrics. But
the verse is Rocket Man drop 100 grand. Rocket Man got y'all mad. Rocket Man fly to Japan. Rocket Man he don't ever land. It's literally just saying like he's spending a shit ton of money on these missiles that go to Japan, but they don't even like hit their target or whatever. So which is nice, but.
Yeah, and like the MV was great with just like all the crazy like glitch visuals and random stuff popping up, but just the music is not my thing at all. Like the straight auto-tune rapping is just, I can't do it. It's not my thing.
Right. This is his best song since Harambe. Not even close.
Wait, he has a song for Harambe.
Harambe's
really
probably his
good.
best song. It's really good. Like Harambe goes in. Like that's his best song easily.
I think Safe is also a really good song as well.
Yeah, but with this, yeah, it feels like he didn't really necessarily go in on the topic as much as he should have, because it's like, oh, Kim Jong-un, yeah, fuck Kim Jong-un, and I got all these bitches and shit. Like, you gotta get distracted in a way, and I mean, that's kind of my problem with Dumbfoundead in a way, is that a lot of the time he has a lot of like cool or an interesting like viewpoints, or he has a message to send across, but he just kind of gets caught up in like. I think that's just
be a generic rapper.
Yeah, I think that's
talking about women and stuff.
That's sort of like the much in a way like K-pop, where you have like you just have to learn how to accept the fact that okay, a lot of this is just fake, mass-produced nonsense in a way. It's the same thing with hip hop, where everyone's just putting on this crazy like misogynistic character, but in a way it kind of feels like it undermines a lot of like the deep-rooted message that a lot of hip hop makes. And it's not just Dumbfoundead. I have as someone that's like, I grew up on hip hop, like I love hip hop so much. It's like one of my favorite types of music. It's definitely something that sort of like makes it like hard to listen to a lot of hip hop nowadays. Like even J. Cole's one of my favorite artists. Like he has like everything about him is so good. But yeah, there's some songs of his I can't listen to because it's like this is kind of awkward. It's just like not even just because like oh bitches and hoes, that sort of thing. It just sometimes it just comes off as corny. And in a way, Dumbfoundead's sort of the same way. Just like it just comes out like, I know they're trying to go for like the Jay-Z braggadocio type of look, but not everyone can pull it off, to be completely honest.
The thing with the Dumbfoundead is like part of the times he's doing corny on purpose, and then other times he's trying to be serious and comes off as bad corny.
Yeah,
because like if he's doing like parody rap stuff, it's amazing. Like when he's trying to be corny, but then some of his stuff he's like trying to be serious, but it still comes off corny.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the ultimate. I love this song. The ultimate sin with this song is that the chorus is kind of like in the auto-tune, that sort of thing. It's just trying to copy like Designer and Future's like type of flow, and I'm just like, oh, do you really need to do that, Dumb? Because like, again, he's so like, he has the talent. It just feels like a lot of the time he's just sort of falling back on like hip hop tropes. And I get it. It's just like he's different because he's a Korean guy doing like all this hardcore hip hop. But I kind of wish that he'd take that sort of originality and unique viewpoint and apply it to the music production as well, because it's so hard for me to get into a lot of his music, because it's a lot of it's just like the stuff that I try not to listen to because I just get bored of it after a while. It's just like I feel so conflicted whenever I talk about Dumbfoundead, because I love his music and at the same time I hate his music.
Yeah, for me, I sort of agree with Nate, where like I really like the actual production of the sound with like the chip tunes and stuff. Kind of sounds like Lavender Town and Pokemon. Like
I feel like
sounds like
if this was an instrumental, I would have loved it. Like, I feel just like the beat.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, I think he just a really missed opportunity of being able to like do a really fast, really nice, hard, or like articulated rap, where he kind of just fell back on the like mumble rap kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah, you know? I think that's what kind of like irks me about it.
It's just like slow.
It's a lot of like Dumbfoundead stuff, like songs for me is like The Last Jedi. There's so much potential there, but it just doesn't meet my expectations.
Again, I'll be the judge of that.
When do you actually see it?
I have no idea. Probably sometime this week.
Yeah, you have to watch it so we can finally spoil everything for you.
Yeah.
So, next is Every Last Drop, which is even like it's like that same thing, but even worse.
You see this? Like, you see this? This is a 0. I actually give this song a 0.
Like for me, it's the exact same thing. Like the idea for the song is great, like rapping about being an immigrant like kid in America, but then like the MV is just super generic, the music's super generic. Like nothing about it's interesting or like catches the ear at all.
Even like the beat and like his rapping is so lazy. Like nothing it comes off as lazy. That's my sort of thing. And another cardinal sin that he commits is he reuses a line or a flow that he used previously. There's a line he uses in this is, "My goods are imported because I can afford it." It's the same, like, sort of, if you go back and listen to a song by him called Band in the Motherland, he has a line that says, "My friends are deported, my girls are imported." It's like in the same exact flow. Like, rule number 1 and rule number 2 of hip-hop is you don't recycle verses and you don't recycle beats, you don't recycle flow, because it's just like, you don't need to do that to get your point across.
The same exact song again.
Yeah. Like, again, like, it's just... Like it just sums up like the conflicted feeling I have with a lot of hip hop music these days. It's just I feel like I understand that, like, this is dumb. Like, he grew up I was reading a lot of his interviews, so I kind of like understand the mindset he makes in this thing. It's like where a lot of his feelings, I guess, are just like feeling like, I don't know, alienated, where like, oh, in America he's just like, oh, I'm an immigrant, like nobody like gives shit about me because I'm like Asian dude, like, here in the United States. But when he goes back to Korea, he feels just as alienated because he's a foreigner.
Because he's an American. Yeah.
But it feels like he didn't really necessarily capitalize on those feelings. And I mean, I guess he wanted to give, I guess maybe it is because it's like the American dream is just having a nice white picket fence and a nice like girl that bone every once or twice an evening or something. I don't know. Like, it's just whatever. Like every like South Side sort of like LA person wants, like coming out of the hood, like that sort of thing. That's like everyone aspires for, but it just feels like it gets muddied by like all this sort of useless nonsense. It sucks. It sucks because I want to like Dumbfoundead so much, but there's just so much holding me back from it.
Yeah, again, I think this is another song that had potential, but like you just like threw it out, and it's like it's just boring, I guess.
And it like. Yeah, I agree.
It's everything that all the white girls here where I live are listening to.
Yeah, basically, it's just that's probably why I don't like it, because it just sounds like a lot of like the generic stuff that they play on the radio that I purposely avoid trying to listen to, because I feel like there's so much more you can do in terms of hip hop. And Dumbfoundead has done that before, like with Harambe or like with Band in the Motherland. It's just, God, it's just. You don't need to resort. It feels like part of me feels like he wants to be original, but part of me feels like he also wants to sell the records. So it's just like I feel like his strength is in being himself. Like, he's a Korean rapper that grew up in like Southside LA. He saw like all this sort of stuff. I don't think you need to resort to using the same style of music that everyone else does. Because I mean, there's a bunch of other people that have the same stories, but I just sort of at least do something interesting with it. Like, dude, like embrace your originality. If I know that's just like that's such a huge thing when it comes to hip hop for me, especially because like you're a singer and you're a songwriter basically when it comes to hip hop. Like you're in control of everything. There's no one controlling your vision for you basically. So if it feels like you don't have a solid vision, that's ultimately on the artist themselves because they're in charge of everything when it comes to beats, when it comes to like the verses, when it comes to the music videos, that sort of thing. So it just feels like I expect so much more from Dumbfoundead because I know he's capable of so much more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Definitely.
what surprised me is like these 2 songs get the MVs when I feel like the other songs on this album are so much better.
Yep.
Oh,
like the next song, "Kill Me," is like
that's the first good song.
This song is the first song. I was like, oh my god, this is like way
Yeah.
better. Like the beat for the song's great. The style's a lot better. There's more rapping, like raw rapping. It's not super auto tuned, and like just like. There's actually singing in the chorus. Like the song was just way better, and the fact that those first 2 songs get MVs was like made me upset.
Yeah,
what I really like about this song is this is the first one that's actually outside the box. Like this sounds like something like a hip hop song you find on like I don't know, like a Gorillaz album or something. Like they don't really fit into a genre. Like they just like make music, you know?
Yeah, because it's
it's
taking this sort of like laid back, chill R&B type of thing,
Yeah.
mixing it with a lot of this like old school 90s hip hop sort of vibe with like the vocoder and it's definitely that West Coast vibe, which he definitely grew up in, being like a kid in LA in the 90s or like, so I feel Dumbfoundead in this song, like, and I can't necessarily feel Dumbfoundead in every last drop, which is really unfortunate. But it is, and it's definitely, it takes me back when I listened, before I even listened to K-pop, I listened to Dumbfoundead, and there was a song off of his second album called like God, it was called like Studio Apartment, and then, like it had like the same type of skit. Like he's talking to the girl, he's like, "Oh, you want to come back?" He's like trying to like play himself up as like, "Oh, like some big deal or whatever." He's like, "Oh, I have a tiny studio apartment though. Oh, don't want to go anymore? Well, fuck you." It's like that sort of like comedic, like self-depreciating in a way, like that sort of like music. It's really, he pulls it off so well. And I mean, not every song has to be like this. It's just like, it seems to be where he finds his most rhythm when it's not like a song that goes like in like Karambe or whatever. But it's kind of funny and sort of sadistic in a way, but it's a lot more interesting than the other songs that we've listened to so far in this album.
Anything else, Jacob?
No, I guess like again, I like this song because he actually rapped in the song. And B, like the beat is nice. It's creative. His flow is creative. Like it just didn't sound generic. It didn't sound like something I've heard a billion times. Like it's old school and it's definitely derived from somewhere. But like it's just, I don't know. It's a pleasure to listen to at least, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Because this is very much the old style of Dumbfoundead that I first listened to in a way. Because this doesn't, it's not really, because after a certain point he kind of made a style change from being like an Asian hip hop YouTuber to trying to make kind of more, I guess, just like popular style, like more trap style influenced hip hop music.
Which I wish would die.
Trap isn't bad.
I don't like trap.
I love trap.
It's just, it all sounds the same.
It's just, it's really hit or miss. Like some people just don't know how to like rap over a trap beat, and some people just do it incredibly well. Like it's all about, trap is very much skill based. Like you really need to understand how to like flow over it. Speaking of trap,
next is PAAC, Protect at All Costs. This is actually probably my favorite instrumentals of a like song. But it's just, like I said, I still don't like this type of hip hop. And then like the chorus is
so
insanely lazy.
Protect at all costs. Protect at all costs. Like there's
just say it like 10 times over and over again. It's just, oh my god.
Yeah, I think that definitely killed the song for me too, because it's just, he just goes in on the verses and all this sort of stuff, and like the Protect at all costs at the beginning, which is kind of like understandable because he's entering it, but you could do more. You could make a much more interesting chorus, and I know it's trying to be like a hype song, but even with Harambe, he had a whole entire chorus, like he had an entire
Yeah.
like song structure to the chorus.
Well, the hook of that was an actual rap like verse.
Yeah,
you know.
They try to take me out like Harambe, like that's like he has like an entire like verse structure with it. And, it's just there's just such a like the creativity on the verses is such stark contrast with the creativity on the chorus. It annoys me so much. Because again, it's another song with a lot of missed potential because it's just so cool, but so.
Yeah, again, I think they had a decent beat, and then they just like again, it's just wasted opportunity, like Andrew said. Like it's just like Indeed. It could have been good, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Next is 11, which this is a lot more like Kill Me. I think it's a lot better style. Yeah. There's actual rapping. He references Stranger Things.
That's the name, yeah.
So, I'm sorry, I thought the song was garbage.
Really?
I give it a 0.
Really? Because I like this one a lot better than the other stuff.
It's because the verses are repeating it, or like the choruses are repeating again, so it kind of irked me. And there's one line that he said, because he's trying to do. Here's the line. Got a chick out in the UK, call me brilliant. This is poetry in motion, call me William. I get what he's trying to do, because it should be got a chick out in the UK, call me William. This is poetry in motion, call me brilliant. But he switches it around. The problem is, he's trying to rhyme, but William and brilliant don't rhyme. It ruins the song for me.
See, so for me, like, I judge these songs entirely on style. I didn't really analyze the lyrics that much, so like, which I should do for rap, but like,
I care so much, I care so much about lyrics and like what like the actual like content of the song is, especially on hip hop, because that's like 90% of like that's like so important when it comes to the song. It's just
I know.
Yeah. It's just like this entire album. I was so frustrated listening to this album because I want to like it. I want to like Dumbfoundead's music, but there's just so much. There's just so much in the way of me liking it.
Yeah, Jacob.
So for me, I like the song, but like in the terms of I thought it was better than Rocket Man, Never Last Drop, and PAC, but I still think again like it's not really the best rap song I've ever heard. Like, I think I appreciate that he's actually rapping in this song, but yeah, like Andrew said, it can be a little generic, and the lyrics weren't like groundbreaking or anything. So yeah,
I feel the same way. Like it's out of the songs, I like it the least out of the songs I actually like don't mind.
Yeah.
Because like my only comment was this is like a better style song like Kill Me, where like it didn't stand out or anything like compared to Kill Me.
Yeah.
Or the next song. So yeah, finally the last song is the Defiant Ones, which is a genius name for a song. Like I love that name. And it's featuring Jay Park. And yeah, this is my favorite song. You don't like it, Andrew?
I like the song.
It's another song where I wanted to like it.
It's like Jay Park.
You think because the last Band in the Motherland had Jay Park on it, so he had an amazing verse, but even Jay Park couldn't save this song for me to be like. Maybe it's just because I love hip hop so much, which is why I'm being so uber critical about this than I normally would. Because
you're also way more critical than me and Jacob usually.
Well, because I have such like. I listen to enough hip hop that I have such a high bar. Like even with artists I have such a high bar for what I like. The music I like from this is, so a lot of this feels like I'm wasting my time when I listen to it, to be like no disrespect to Dumb. I respect him as an artist and like as a visionary, and like for what he does for just like American born like Asians and like trying to make it in Korea. I respect a lot of that too. It's just like I feel like he's capable of so much more, and this is another song where I think the weird part about this is that because he's trying to do like the rap song sort of style, because like he's rapping on the verses and then he's kind of doing like a bit of singing on the chorus, but like I don't know if his vocals are good enough to do the singing parts. Like this is a song where I felt like he could have used a Jessie type person on the hook, where like she could take care of the singing and then he could just take care of the verse, or even have Jay Park do the vocals because he can sing well.
Yeah.
So it just feels like like it wasn't. It feels like all the pieces were like in the wrong place when it comes to this song. It just kind of made it a mess. Because the beat is interesting too, but again, it just feels like I think that's the entire album for me. I love some of the beats, but it feels so let down by how like the verses and like the songs are put together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that sort of makes sense. Like it's like an album of missed opportunities, I guess, basically.
Yeah,
you know, and like, there's potential in every one of the songs, in my opinion, except for maybe Every Last Drop.
Yeah, maybe except for that, but I think that's why I'm so more critical about it because I'd rather have something that's really good or really bad than something that's just like, eh. And this is very eh, because it feels like it missed it by that much. It missed it by that much, and that's why I'm just so frustrated when it comes to this album, like in a way that I only really get when I listen to hip hop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, overall, it's funny because I messaged you guys thinking I was being overly critical because I don't like this type of music. Yeah. Because the type of hip hop I like is like epic high, and
that's the problem. I like this type of music.
This is not my thing. So I was like, this is what I'm gonna rate it. Is this like, am I being too harsh? And it sounds like I actually like rated it higher because of that, because I don't listen to this music, so I'm not as critical of it. For me, I did a 3 out of 6 for songs because I like 3 of the songs, or I thought 3 of the songs were decent, and I didn't like 3 of the songs. Then I did a 2 for style. I was gonna give it a 3 because I love the idea and music video of Rocket Man so much, but then I remembered Every Last Drop has a music video.
If Every Last Drop didn't exist, and he had a lot of like cool lyric videos where it was just like an animation playing over a song, and those were cool. But damn, what the hell was freaking Every Last Drop?
So I was gonna give it a 3 out of 3 for style, but because of Every Last Drop, I dropped it a point, so 2 out of 3. And then I didn't give a bias point just because I haven't, like, out of what we've listened to in monthly reviews, and then like I don't know anything about Dumbfoundead really, and his collab song with Epic High, or where he features on Epic High song. So I didn't give him a bias, so I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, so for me, I also gave it a 3 out of 6. Like, I thought three out of the 6 songs were at least bearable. Yep. 2 out of 3 for style. Like, I think the album cover is pretty cool. The music video for Rocket Man was alright. Every Last Drop was bad. It's like it just wasn't. It's not my thing.
It's generic. I'm rolling around in a boat.
I'm on a boat
with
a girl.
And then finally, I do give him bias point because I think he could do better. But like, so 6.
God, yeah.
Basically the same rating as me, just with the bias point. For the same reasons.
I gave it a 6 as well because I still give him a bias point, and I know this is Dumbfoundead. This is him, and I can't change him. He's not gonna change his style of music for one random dude on the internet rambling about it. But I feel like after listening to We Might Die, which I believe might be his best album, and then Foreigner, which was a solid release that came out this year, which was the one where Hyung came from, and Hyung and Send Me to War, like, did this really need to exist? Like, I know, I know that sounds harsh, but like, I understand that he like Foreigner was his Korean release, but I feel like he could have combined the 2 albums and then like combined like Rocket Man and Kill Me onto Foreigner, and I'd probably give that an 8 or a 9 because that was a pretty solid like mini album. So it feels a bit like unnecessary or redundant, and I mean like you can still sort of give the same like. I mean, one, because there's a lot of English on Foreigner anyway, so it's not like it was a strictly Korean album. So
like also even that song he did with Jesse and those 2 other guys, Send Me to War, that was a really good song.
Or
as well.
Kababo, like even something like that. Like that would have worked well, but God, like this might be the most disappointing Dumbfoundead album for me, like hands down. Like I set such a high bar for Dumb, and it did not meet it. I'm sorry, Dummy, if you're listening to this, I still love you.
Yep. So overall 6.
6, which might be
I don't remember.
It's just like a territory, basically. It's just like a territory. That's what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
I know it might be in the. I think it's
that's gonna get people mad.
Yeah, I say that as a just
but I feel like that's not even right. Like it's not.
Yeah, no seal of approval or anything.
He doesn't get seal of approval.
It's okay.
It's not well worried because
7, 8 was seal.
1 or
No,
2.
I
Walwari
think
was
it's-
like 1 to 4, or 0 to 4, or whatever. I think then 5, 6 was good.
No,
7,
I
8.
think Walwari is 0 to 2, and then
really?
I
That's
think
3,
and then mediocre
3, 4
is like
bad
3
or
to
mediocre.
Yeah, something like that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
anyways,
Walwari, mediocre, good, seal of approval, and truly
I think
Daebak.
good might be the same thing as seal of approval. I think the middle one is okay.
Yeah.
It's something like that. I don't remember.
That sounds
somebody
better.
deleted.
Because I was going to say,
somebody deleted my
this is
spreadsheet.
probably an okay.
Yeah, this is okay. It's just like it has high highs and
Yeah.
incredibly low lows. So
Incredibly low.
yeah.
lows.
Yeah, it fits.
Like, it would
perfectly.
be, if you took out 3 of the songs, it would be Walwari tier. Like, if it was just Rocket
Yeah.
Man, Every Last Drop, and Pack, I feel like we would have given this Walwari tier.
Oh boy,
Okay.
that's it.
Anyways, thank you for listening this week. Once again, subscribe, comment, review us on iTunes. Once again, at the end here.
Yep.
Yeah. So, thank you and goodbye.
Annyeong.
Stay creamy. And,
Throbbingly.
and love Monica.
Back when they had just Congratulations and Letting Go, like, they weren't really that big. Like, their MVs only got like 1 million views, maybe, which I mean is pretty good for a rookie group. But they're a
Well,
rock
for like
band of that.
JYP, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for one of the
but
big
like
three, you'd expect a lot
Yeah.
more.
Exactly. And then Everyday.